Thank you so much for clicking on my video. And if you're returning, welcome back to my channel. Today, we have so much to talk about. Now, it's Wednesday, and I was not scheduled to be on camera until Friday. However, y'all know we got a little surprise last night. Harry and Meghan were spotted in Jamaica, and we have all the deeds. So let's get into it. Once again, thank you so much for clicking on my video. If you haven't already, feel free to go ahead and like this video by hitting that thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe. I know some of y'all will watch the video and be on to something else and forget to subscribe, especially if you're watching on your phone. I hope YouTube gets to a place where they make it easier to subscribe while watching the video on a phone, on a mobile device. It just disappears. So please don't forget to subscribe and feel free to share so more people can find the channel. We're trying to make it to 30,000 subscribers. Some of y'all said 100,000 by the end of the year. Hopefully. I'm not going to argue with your goals, but we're going to try to get to 30 first. So thank y'all so much for all of your help and all of your hard work. Thank you so much to the moderators. And now let's get into the conversation. So usually the titular topic of every video is at the end of the video. But it's Wednesday. So y'all know we do community conversation where you call in, I play your voicemail, and I respond to it. But since I'm on camera for the first time, I am going to respond to your voicemails on camera. So you can see my reaction as I'm listening to them live. Now, I have help, as y'all know, and so they've omitted the names of the people who asked for the names to be omitted. So none of your personal information will be shared, but I'm listening to these for the first time on camera. Hopefully none of y'all left me any hate messages. Well, you're gonna see it live. Oh well, it's candid. But because community conversation is at the end, the titular topic is now at the beginning. So we get to talk about Harry and Meghan in Jamaica first. Let's get started. Surprise, surprise. Harry and Meghan popped up in Jamaica. Now, the first thing I thought when I saw the videos was, wow, they look amazing. Two, oh my God, it's so great to see Meghan. Happy New Year. Finally, we can say Happy New Year because we've seen Meghan officially. And three, oh, they're in Jamaica. Look how differently they're received when they were there because they're genuinely happy to be there versus people who are there from the same family for a photo op. Y'all remember that Caribbean 8 days from hell for the Cambridge? See what happens when you show up and you don't recoil and you treat people with respect and you're genuinely happy to be amongst people that you actually care about and you're not just there as a statement. See how differently you're received? As a matter of fact, it brought me back to when Prince Harry said this in the Harry and Meghan docuseries.
Anyone inside that system, whether it's my family, whether it's staff, have already missed an enormous opportunity with my wife and how far that would go globally.
At the centre of the argument for the monarchy in this country is the Commonwealth. 2.5 billion, mainly black and brown people.
What do we choose our symbols and institutions to be? And are they inclusive or are they continuing that history of exclusion? And when a member of the royal family visits one of these countries, it creates an awkward moment for the British government.
There are renewed calls this evening for Jamaica to take steps to remove the Queen as head of state.
He was right. In a surprising turn of events, Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, appeared in Kensington, Jamaica for the premiere of the upcoming Bob Marley biopic, Bob Marley, One Love. The biopic stars Kingsley Ben-Adir as Bob Marley and Lashana Lynch as his wife, Rita. The film had a premiere in Jamaica ahead of the movie's theatrical debut on February 14th, which is Valentine's Day. Their appearance was first reported by the Jamaica Gleaner, and it marks Meghan's first public appearance of 2024 and Prince Harry's second as he was seen at the Living Legends of Aviation Awards just last week. For the occasion, Meghan wore an elegant black maxi dress with statement earrings, and Prince Harry kept it casual in a suit without a tie. The premiere was held at the Caribbean 5 Theater in Crossroads in St. Andrew, Jamaica, and they were joined by the film's stars and Jamaican VIPs like Prime Minister Andrew Holness and Bob Marley's son, Ziggy Marley. Now, this is their second trip to Jamaica as a couple. They first traveled there in 2017 to attend Prince Harry's friend Tom's wedding. And during that visit, they stayed at the Round Hill, the iconic Montego Bay resort. But they've both traveled there before. Meghan wrote about her experience there in the grill on the Tig, and Prince Harry was obviously there as part of a Diamond Jubilee Royal tour he undertook in 2012. And that was when he raced Usain Bolt. When Meghan visited, she came back and she wrote in her blog, quote, "Do you ever have that vacation that is so good that you're conflicted between wanting to share it with the world versus tucking the memories snugly under your pillow so that no one ever finds out about this specific sliver of paradise, so that it just remains yours, special and private and just for you? I'm opting to go with the former on this, begrudgingly, I might add." After only a few days in a grill, I felt instantly renewed. Morning yoga in front of the cool Caribbean Sea, afternoon cliff jumping into the water, and dinners where my best accessory was always the jerk sauce covering my face after a perfect meal. I thought that was so sweet. Meghan, please bring back the Tig. Even if you don't bring it back publicly, just, girl, send me a little link. I know you still got the archives. Send me a little something, something. But anyway, I'm reading parts of today's monologue are written by Emily Burek for Town and Country Mag, and all of the sources that I use in my videos are linked in the description box below under sources. So it was great to see them. First of all, hopefully those of you who were mad at Meghan for not going to the Living Legends of Aviation War are now happy. Now, I was disappointed too that I didn't see her. I wasn't angry at her, but I was disappointed and sad. But it was so great to see Harry in his element and being celebrated that it kind of just overshadowed the disappointment I felt. And so now I'm even happier that I got to see them both. Man, they look happy and in love. They were glowing. I know they did morning yoga. Y'all can't convince me they didn't. I know they were eating jerk chicken and doing morning yoga in front of the cool Caribbean Sea, just like Meghan wrote in the Tig. I'm so glad to see them. They look like they were just easy breezy, happy to be there, cool and collected, so in love. They would not let each other go. They're clearly having a really great vacation. So tell me what you thought when you saw them out and about in Jamaica. Y'all, I had to go to bed. Now, I go to bed pretty early. I go to bed around 8:30 p.m. So right as I was tucking it in, these videos and these photos popped up, and I was like, "Oh, really? Oh, not her trying to catch me on the slide. Oh, no, you're not going to catch me slipping." I went ahead and posted the videos that I found right then because I was not about to be late. But what did y'all think? It was such a cool moment on the timeline. We've had so much drama to talk about, and honestly, I had written a thread as well about the sympathy that another royal was getting and why I just didn't feel like I could get on the sympathy train. I'm not going to wish harm on nobody, but I couldn't get on the sympathy train. I had just written a whole thread, including some parts of Spare, the audiobook, to make my point. And so I'm already kind of like, let me tuck it in before I get mad. And this just brought me right back up. So it was really great to see them. I'm glad they had a really good time. And are you going to see the Bob Marley biopic, Bob Marley One Love? I will definitely be there. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be there on Valentine's Day because I already have a date with my husband at the iPic scheduled. We're going to be going to the iPic to watch Casablanca and have their little Valentine's Day special with the champagne and the mini brownie bites. Yeah, I'm going to have to renege on keto for just one day. So I'll be there for that. But I'll probably go the very next day on the 15th to see the Bob Marley One Love if it's covered there. The iPic has been tripping because the iPic isn't showing American Fiction, but it's showing all these other random movies, but not American Fiction. And that's my favorite theater. So I'm really mad at them. I've been calling to request that they show it. They even showed like Training Day as like a retro day at the theater. They showed Training Day. They show obviously Casablanca. They've shown a lot of other random movies, but not American Fiction. I'm so mad. I want to watch it in the iPic, but I might have to go on over to the to one of the other theaters. Who knows? Them little hard seats. Anyway, y'all didn't come here for this. What did y'all think about seeing Harry and Meghan in Jamaica? And are you going to see Bob Marley One Love? Let me know. They looked amazing. One of my favorite things about Harry and Meghan is that they are mission-led people. They definitely are operating under the guise of service is universal, and they have told us that from the get-go, and everything that they've done since then has fallen in line with that. They are mission-led people. As of late, I have learned more about people who don't support Harry and Meghan, and I realize it's because there is not only a lot of misinformation, which we already knew, but it's also because some people are not invested enough to do their due diligence. And then some people are invested enough to intentionally believe lies. And those are two different categories of people. And when I see moments like last night with Harry and Meghan in Jamaica and how they showed up and they were so engaged and they connected with people and they just looked amazing and they looked like they had an amazing time, and how people responded to them. People were so excited that they were there. We were so excited that they were there, that I realized how big of a disappointment it is that some people don't really know how genuine they are because they just haven't been exposed to it. And I encourage anyone who may be riding the fence about Harry and Meghan, like, I like them, or I could take them or leave them. I'm not really that invested to dislike them, but I'm not invested enough to really research them. I want you to just take a second to see how it's done, because the royal family has done a great job of positioning themselves as these very important people who do big works for the people that they serve. And for some reason, I've always just kind of let that ride in the back of my mind. But then when Harry and Meghan came on the scene and I saw how dedicated they were and I saw that passion, Harry has always been really dedicated and passionate. Meghan has always been an activist and an advocate for those who are underserved in so many different ways. Long before she entered the royal family, they've both been on their own journeys, and seeing them together and how much work that they've done really shows how little the royal family does. And I'm not trying to be ugly, and I definitely don't like using Harry and Meghan as a whipping stick for anyone else, because they deserve the praise on their own without comparing them to anyone else, especially those lessers. However, it's just interesting how people support the royal family blindly when the people who are doing the real work get the bad rep. And so I encourage anyone who may be a victim of that misinformation and that lack of interest to really dig deep, to truly just open our eyes and pay attention so you can see how the real work is done. Last night, showing up brought so much interest to not only the film, but look at how the people who were there responded to them. They were so happy that they were there. And what a big moment for not only the film and those who were part of it, but for Harry and Meghan as well. That is how it's done. But it's also important to know they don't do it to get coverage. They don't do it to get interest in media. They have it. They have interest. They're very interesting people that no matter what happens, if you say Harry and Meghan, people are tuned in, whether good or bad, whatever, people pay attention to them. And they let us know from the onset, since we have so many eyes on us, we want to direct your attention to what we're looking at. And this is another example of that. So I'm glad we got to see them. We just talked about Harry for winning the Living Legend of Aviation Award. Congratulations again to him. And it's so great to see him and Meghan having such a great time in Jamaica. We know that for both of them, Jamaica is a really great place for them, and they really enjoy Jamaica together as well as separately. So it's great to see them back. And it seems like Jamaica was excited to welcome them back. Now, do y'all remember Prince Mario Max? Of course you do, because we've been talking about him as of late. He took that really great photo with Prince Harry. He gave those really great interviews at the end of the Living Legends of Aviation Awards. And then recently he was asked on to Piers Morgan's show to talk about the photo as well as some of the controversy surrounding the picture. But most importantly, his mom has responded to Carolyn Graham for pushing out misinformation about not only her son, but their bloodline. And it has been a lot. So I did a little digging and I got the story. I also have a very interesting press release that I'll be including as well. So let's get started. Do y'all remember me telling y'all the story about Prince Mario Max, my new fave, by the way, who took a photo with Prince Harry, congratulated him, and then the media turned it into a circus. They started attacking Prince Mario Max, attacking Prince Harry, trying to pry into the information about what they talked about at their table, all because of a picture. And Prince Mario Max stood on business and said, you're not about to come over here and talk about my new friend. And he put them in their place, only for Carolyn Graham to come out hard and start doubting Prince Mario Max's heritage and questioning his name. That's when Prince Mario Max's mama said, you're not about to bother my baby. And she hit back. Well, I got an update on that story. It's a lot, but we're going to get into it. So I'm going to be reading from Prince Mario Max's website himself, princemario.max.podigee.io. Let's get into it. The title of this article is Prince Mario Max Schomburg-Lip's mom, Dr. Princess Antonia, asks fake news Carolyn Graham to step down from the Daily Mail. Now, first of all, you're a princess and you're also a doctor. You better work. All right now. Somebody commented on one of my videos and said, Sharion, did you know Prince Mario Max is German? Y'all might be cousins. And you know what? That's why I don't tell y'all nothing. No, but you know what? Actually, I'm not German. I was born there, but that's not going to stop me. I'm a princess now because I support Prince Mario Max. I support Dr. Princess Antonia. I've decided I'm their cousin. I don't need any papers. I just went ahead and made that choice. And so now I'm just going to go by Princess Sharion. You know what? It's not a big deal. We're just going to get into it. Just trust me on this. Trust me, you guys. Dr. Princess Antonia zu Schomburg-Lippe, Prince Mario Max Schomburg-Lippe's mom, Dr. Princess Antonia, asked Carolyn Graham to step down from Daily Mail after fake news campaign against Prince Mario Max and Prince Harry. Quote, y'all, she went at Carolyn Graham and did not let up. This is a direct quote. I put it on the screen for this reason because I was at first going to do a voiceover and I said, they are not going to believe that this came directly from her. They're going to think I added my little sprinkle. No, I did not. Quote, Carolyn Graham cannot stoop lower. I love when people come in hot. I would advise everyone to stay away. German Princess Dr. Antonia Prinzessin zu Schomburg-Lippe commented about the tacky hate story of Daily Mail's Los Angeles bureau chief about Prince Harry and her son, Prince Mario Max. Prince Harry won an award bestowed by his fellow aviators, had a chat with Prince Mario Max, who congratulated him, and then both became the target of an unprecedented hate campaign launched by Carolyn Graham. Her article is a pure character assassination as she questions Prince Mario Max's name in her article, despite receiving the certified government documents beforehand, proving the royal heritage of Prince Mario Max's name. Graham blatantly ignored the facts so that she could fabricate her own story. She gave a jealous hater with the same last name a platform to bully Prince Mario Max. She even elevated this hater into a fictitious, non-existent position as head of the family. Such a position does not exist in German law. Prince Valdemar always strongly distanced himself from those delusional megalomaniacs. Schomburg-Lippe. It would compare to one Graham disses other Grahams and makes herself the one and ultimate Graham. Stay away from Carolyn Graham if you are interested in serious journalism, Princess Antonia states. I am a lawyer, politician, and journalist, and her contact violates journalistic standards. Hate articles, bullying, and fake news have no space in serious journalism, Mrs. Graham. Dr. Princess Antonia is the widow of His Highness Prince Valdemar Schomburg-Lippe from the royal line of the Schomburg-Lippe family. His mother was Princess Fedora of Denmark. Prince Valdemar was in the line of succession to the British throne. Prince Valdemar distanced himself lifelong from the non-royal Danish ancestry, lower German Schomburg-Lippe line that loves to target the Prince Mario Max family to get their 5 minutes in the news. It's obscure that they present themselves as elevated commentators, being not even of the same rank as Prince Valdemar was. Mrs. Graham fell for it. She was perfectly abused to bully Prince Mario Max's family with her fake news story. There is no head of anything or superior Schomburg-Lippe under German law, and she blindly fell into a fabricated narrative, despite having government documents about the legacy and names of the real Prince Mario Max Schomburg-Lippe family in her hands. It is disturbing how Graham harvested her editorial position and abused it to run this nonsense. The fact that she used the term harvested really took me down because that means she had to really work to try and get this position despite not being qualified. Dr. Mario Max Prinz zu Schomburg-Lippe is a Los Angeles-based lawyer, journalist, and SAG-AFTRA equity and AGVA host and actor. Out of hundreds of appearances and airings of more than 150 own news segments on IMDb, Graham selected one 10-year-old entertainment gig like hosting Teleshopping, a fragrance line, and a Celebrity Big Brother appearance for her spotlight. As members of LA Press Club, the Austrian Press Club, SAG-AFTRA, etc., the family calls the level of journalism of Carolyn Graham very painful. We would advise everyone to stay away from this woman. Interesting fact about the Graham story is also she selected social media comments. Graham selected 2 troll comments instead of quoting the dozens of comments pro-Prince Harry to manipulate facts. Most of the commentators are highly alert about the tabloid campaign against Prince Harry and anyone being seen or talking with him. The prestigious Living Legends of Aviation Awards could have definitely not stooped any lower than having Carolyn Graham present, giving a jealous hater of the Prince Valdemar, Princess Antonia, and Prince Mario Max Schomburg-Lippe family a platform to bully and make the hater a big deal. Dr. Antonia Prinzessin zu Schomburg-Lippe therefore calls Carolyn Graham to urgently step down from her position as bureau chief of Daily Mail and the Mail on Sunday in Los Angeles, as her fictitious fabrications are more adequate for troll blogs than media websites. That fake news conduct has to stop immediately. The guilt of co-authoring her fake news story or copy and paste, publishing a shared with Martin Robinson, Matt Strudwick, and Charlotte Griff, Griffiths of Daily Mail, Mail on Sunday, Riley Sullivan, Sky News Australia, Sam Orenston, and Hannah Shisethi, Express.co.uk, Josh Saunders, The Sun, Shiafra Fiorillo, The Mirror, Angie Morgan, International, The News. Signing off, Dr. Princess Antonia Schauberg, Lip Reporter. Ma'am, let me say this. She said what needed to be said about Miss Carolyn Graham. Remind me to stay on the good side of the Prince Mario Max and Princess Antonia's good side. I don't want to be on their bad side. First of all, I already just adore Prince Mario Max because he is not taking no crap, and neither is his mama, and I see where he gets that spark, and I love it. But that wasn't all. Oh no, you're not going to talk about him or his new friend Harry. So he defended Prince Harry as well. Let's get into it.
With Prince Harry at the Living Legend Award. Welcome to the show. Do you perceive Prince Harry to be a living legend of aviation?
Piers, first of all, thank you for having me. And I'm a real journalist since 30 years. Guess what? I make a living in working in the field in the same industry. And secondly, I'm a real prince because my dad, Prince Valdemar, has a Danish royal mother and was actually knowing Queen Elizabeth. And it was the first time for me to meet her grandson. My dad loved Queen Elizabeth. He took pictures of her.
But why are you called
the
the fake?
Danish
Why are you called the
court.
fake prince then?
It's not. One guy is saying that, which is a name-alike German who elevates himself to say, I am the big Schaumburg-Lippe. We are all the same in Germany. Every Schaumburg-Lippe prince is just a regular guy. I'm a working guy in America. And this guy makes himself pushy in the press and hates and bullies us since decades. My dad hated him. And now he's jumping the Harry and Max picture to put himself in the press, co-piloting us. We just had a nice talk. I said, my dad loved your grandmother. They took pictures together. My dad was a court photographer in Denmark at his cousin, the Danish queen. And I'm so happy to meet you. I've never met you. And that was all. And he said, glad. And he spoke about his award. And by the way, this award, it's so important. I'm attending since years. The Lips family that runs it are friends of mine. We're taking vacations together. So this Lips family has all these people in these Living Legend Awards. And the ones who decide who gets these awards are the living legends themselves. And I called them yesterday and I said, why Prince Harry? And they said, hey, Prince Mario Max, read in the program and it will tell you. Air controller, helicopter pilot. That's how he was pitched by the fellow aviators.
Yeah, that's not.
And
Okay, let me jump in. That's not why he won the award. He won the award because they wanted to get a member of the British royal family to the event. So they gave him an award. There are tens of thousands of helicopter pilots. People have done his job all over the world. Anyway,
I agree with you. He's a huge personality.
You spoke so fast.
You're right.
I am really curious how other people who have served in the military and have been any kind of aviator in general, whether it's an Apache pilot, whether you flew a fighter jet, whether you're in the Royal Navy, wherever you are in the military, I am really curious as to what your thoughts are on Piers Morgan making light of being an aviator of any kind, much less an Apache pilot. The way he dismissively says, oh, there's tens of thousands of people, blah, blah, blah. Okay, baby, let me just say this. I drove my car, my very safe vehicle, 10 minutes today. Damn near had a panic attack. It's not easy to pilot any kind of automobile or any kind of flying device, much less become a pilot, much less be an Apache pilot and fly a helicopter. Like, what you're not gonna do is make light of fighter jets, helicopters, planes, aviators in general, pilots in general. How are you gonna make light of something that you couldn't do in a million years? I cannot stand Piers Morgan. I'll just leave it at that. Piers Morgan gets on my nerves. His trout mouth, his rectangle face, his wide body, his ugly, nasty bottom row teeth especially really tick me off. The attempt to grow that little nasty, gnarled peach fuzz on that nasty double chin. Everything about this rectangle face cow gets on my nerves. I cannot stand him. He has built his entire platform on being nefarious, being sneaky, getting unlawful information, allegedly. Like, he is not someone anyone should aspire to be, to imitate or emulate of any kind. He is just a terrible person from my perspective, from the outside looking in. That trout mouth doesn't spew anything but hatred, and I can't see how he has a fan base. But I think it says a lot more about the people who watch him than it says about the people he talks about. And I'll leave it at that. But the way he tried to treat Prince Mario Max had me hot at the edge of my seat. First of all, y'all know once I've declared that I'm a supporter of someone, don't screw with me. But secondly, I did not appreciate the way he spoke over Prince Mario Max. But besides, Pierce is going to be Pierce. I almost called that man Trump. Well, whatever. Potato, patata. Pierce Morgan cutting him off and being the nasty cretin and terrible interviewer that he is par for the course. That's who he is. That's what he does. I want to call attention to Prince Mario Max's response. He is such a great interviewee because he was able to listen, respond, speak to the facts, and stay on topic and maintain his cool demeanor. He did not once let Pierce Morgan get him out of his skin, and that's what Pierce is mad about. But that's beside the point. He should not have been dismissive of Prince Mario Max. That was a very terrible interview on Pierce's behalf and a great interview on Prince Mario Max's behalf. He did a wonderful job carrying on that interview. But then, two, to dismiss pilots of any kind and aviators of any kind is disgusting. Prince Harry was an Apache pilot. He fought for y'all's freedoms. And to have Pierce Morgan call him out like that and be disrespectful and lie on him, I want to know how other people who have served feel about that. It's time to stop having the same Harry and Meghan supporters calling things out. I want to hear people who are on the fence and on the perimeter and on the outside looking in who may have been hit with a stray speak up about this kind of stuff, because Pierce is literally downing your military. And because you're blinded by your hatred or whatever for Prince Harry, you're allowing that. Look at how hatred will have you out here making an ass of yourself. That's why it doesn't pay to hate. Now, I can't stand that trout mouth, but he is not my focus. Supporting Harry and Meghan are my focus. I just don't like Pierce Morgan in the process. I can do two things at once. But when you are led by hatred, look at how you'll be out here letting somebody who's treated you, downed you, disrespected you, get away with it because you hate the same person. The newsflash, the enemy of your enemy is not your friend. So anyway, that was followed shortly afterwards by a press release from the official retraction statement against Prince Alexander Schauberg-Lipp. Now, this was posted to Prince Mario Max's Instagram, and this press release states, joint statement by the members of the Royal Danish Nikod line of princely family Schauberg-Lipp, His Highness. Prince Valdemar Schauberg-Lipp and His Highness, or Her Highness, Dr. Princess Antonia Schauberg-Lipp, to disassociate from the German civil citizen Mr. Alexander Prinz zu Schauberg-Lipp and his wife, born Mrs. Zosks. I know I'm not saying it 100% correct. I'm giving my best shot. His Highness Prince Valdemar, banker and former royal Danish court photographer at his cousin, Her Majesty Queen Margaret II of Denmark's royal court, and his wife, author Her Highness Dr. Princess Antonia Schauberg-Lipp, former member of the Legislative Council, disassociate themselves from Mr. Alexander Prince Schauberg-Lipp of Buchberg. I'm still in my German lessons, and I'll reread this when I'm at the end. And his wife, Nadia Anna Prinzessin zu Schauberg-Lipp, born Joks. Prince Valdemar and Princess Antonia Schauberg-Lipp herewith officially declare that they neither accept nor recognize Prince Alexander or his wife and will not comment on these German civilians' conduct or actions. That is so funny to me for some reason, on these common German civilians. Anyway, my client's Royal Danish Nikod line of Schauberg-Lipp and the civil German Buchberg line in the Republic of Germany separated historically already in 1842. For questions, please refer to Guido Gottlieb's principal attorney at Guido Gottlieb's law office. I know that's right. Now, this is on the official Prince Mario Max's Instagram, and he posted this today. I cannot blame him. Good for him and his family, making it very much known that these people who are trying to use him, as he said, to co-pilot, which I loved the use of the word co-pilot in that sense. He said, this person is trying to co-pilot from my picture with Harry to get some attention. And he is absolutely right. And you know what? Terrible journalists like Piers Morgan fell right into the trap, just like Carolyn Graham. Anyway, what do y'all make of this? This is so much drama popped up. And it's so funny because it's so official. Like, here's the thing. It was a photo, and all this mess has come from it. Now, what I do not appreciate is people being mean to Prince Mario Max. That is never going to be cool by me. I'm always going to support him until he gives me a reason not to. I do not appreciate people being mean to him. And I think the way he conducts himself in interviews is so good. He's a very savvy media personality, and it's because he's in the business as well. And one of the things I love is, first of all, when this interview started with Piers Morgan, you should have known by Prince Mario Max's face he was not the one to play with. What did I tell y'all last time? Prince Mario Max does not beat his own drum. He won't tell you too much about who he is, but he'll tell you who he's not, and that is not the one to play with. And when the interview started, the way he was looking at Piers, like, try me and see. And Piers took the bait. And then only for him to say, he ignored Pierce's first question. He simply said, let me read off my resume so you know I'm not the one. See, that's the energy all 2024. That is the energy more people need to show up to this kind of stuff too. We can't always play nice. Is it great when we do? 100%. But sometimes we have to meet fire with fire. Some people are intentionally obtuse. There are some people who are victims of misinformation. There are some people who peddle it. There are some people who intend to do harm, and some people who make mistakes. And it is up to us and our discernment to know the difference. And Piers Morgan is all of the worst in all of those categories. And you have to meet him and people like this with that same energy. Like, I will literally hit it back in your court. Don't play with me. I am a prince. I don't hear nobody calling Piers Morgan His Royal Highness. Just because you're in bed with the royals doesn't make you Royal Piers. And do not mess with Prince Mario Max. So anyway, y'all, let me know what y'all thought of this, because this had me hot, as you can see. Let me know what y'all thought about this. Prince Mario Max is not the one or the two. You are not about to mess with him. But when I realized that his mom was just as fierce, I fully understand it. I'm one of those people who shows up for those that I love. I'll tolerate a lot when it comes to me, but if you mess with somebody that I love or care about, oh baby, it's me and you. And to see his mom come out in full force like that, I so appreciated seeing that. More people need to show up with that energy. Now, I'm all about keeping the peace and keeping zen, and I understand that fully. I'm one of those people. I have a really hard time with conflict because I always feel like there's a way to resolve anything. I don't think anything really needs to erupt in conflict unless you are debating my human rights or violating me in some way. But other than that, if it's just a difference of opinion, there's no reason we shouldn't be able to have a conversation. So I avoid conflict because I feel like there's always a better way to go about it. But there are some people who are conflict personified. They are chaos personified. They are drama, trout mouth, rectangle face, cow personified. And you have to respond to them where they are and let them know, I will hurt your feelings, if not more. Do not play with me. And I like when that energy has to show up sometimes. Y'all know I have that theory, the bee in the back room. So there's this issue with very nice people or people who just like to be in a peaceful state. They get this reputation that they're really sweet until they're not. And there's a reason for that. Sweet people or nice people or people who just enjoy being friendly, default to friendly and peace, a lot of times they have to have another person in their mind, an alter ego, if you will, who is 10 times more protective of them than you might assume. And the reason for that is because the world is really hard on nice people. People who don't operate with the intent to manipulate, with the intent to harden themselves, with the intent to hurt others. It is a scary world. Trust me, I'm one of those people. And until I made an assertive effort to create a bee in the back room, I got walked all over. This is where that comes from. So have you ever been in a living room per se, and someone tries you? And I feel like most people have that aunt or that uncle or even a parent or grandparent who they'll tolerate a lot. But if somebody mess with you in particular, they'll come up out that back room and say, now what was said? Now who said what now? Oh no, we don't play that game. You know that energy. Or maybe you're the person in the back room where your child or your grandchild or your niece or nephew in the living room, and you hear somebody say something, move out the way, or I'm gonna change the channel or whatever. You roll up out that back room. Now hold on, what now? Now she was watching VeggieTales, put it back on VeggieTales. I had to be that for myself. I could be that effortlessly for my niece. Like, don't try me. There's a lot, my niece and nephews. Like, that's when you want to get the smack down. Let's not. I don't want to go jail. But yeah, I don't play those games when it comes to my babies. But I had to get that way about myself. And to stay friendly and to stay positive and to stay polite and to stay high energy, you have to be willing to protect yourself with just as much energy. It just takes so much courage to be happy these days. Like the moment people see a happy person, they're like, what's she taking? What's she on? Is she drinking? Like, it's almost like happy people are just so obsolete. And you know what's even worse is we need more. I think people have just gotten into this too cool for school kind of mindset where everybody's vowing to be the most nonchalant. Everybody's vowing to care the least in relationships. People are vowing to be the most disassociated in the friend group. People love being so nonchalant that you don't have anybody anymore. What's cool about not caring about your friend's birthday? Or what's cool about not saying get well soon? Or what's cool about not saying let's celebrate you? Why is that so cool now to walk in and see a surprise and be like, that's what's up? No, say thank you. Oh my God, this is so exciting. Like, what's wrong with being excited and happy? What happened to feeling? When Meghan on the Variety Power of Women red carpet said, we're producing projects that make people feel. I felt that 100% because people have gotten into this too cool for school. Everybody want to be Kanye and Kim wearing the big giant shades and the all leather clad outfit, acting like they unbothered. Everybody want to be that. And then on the other side, you have someone like Beyonce, one of the most, if not the most successful woman in the entire world in the entertainment industry. And she's showing her emotions, good. Not I want to say bad because there's no bad emotions, but she's showing her good moments, her bad moments, her sad moments, her difficult moments, her triumphs. She's showing it all and bearing all and showing all the different ways in which she feels. And it was so good to see somebody feel. I want us to get back to that because it has become too cool to be stoic. Everybody thinks stoicism means you're popular. Too many people out here trying to be Regina George. That's my problem. Not enough people caught their stride in school, and then their adult years is like part two. Like, now I'm going to be the cool girl I never got to be. And it's like those of us who live each phase fully and got enough out of each phase where we don't have to relive anything and we're just in it. We bear the brunt of that. We have to be nonchalant. Why can't we just go have a good time? Let's go to the movies. Girl, let's blow bubbles. I don't care. But let's have fun. Let's get back to feeling. And I'm real protective of people and real defensive about people who are really friendly and show up in the world and are authentic, because too much of the world thinks it's cool to be blasé, like just kind of like, oh, whatever. I don't like that. Let's get out of that. It's not cool to be indifferent. It's cool to feel. I understand protecting yourself though. Like I said, when people see, authentic, genuine people who are comfortable with their emotions because they're comfortable and confident in themselves, they have a need to try and dim that light. And so back to my original point, with Prince Mario Max, it feels like people are trying to prey on him because he comes off as very friendly. And I love that he checks y'all every time. Because first of all, lying on someone is wrong, whether they defend themselves or not. But the fact that every other day he's like, listen, I caught another lie. You're fake news. And he's willing to say it with his whole chest. More people need to be that way because then we would have a lot less of it. I would love to have a conversation with him. I want to know, like, first of all, how do you maintain such high energy and such a positive mindset with people coming at you like that? That's got to be tough. I get one comment and I'm crying to my moderators. So I'm just kidding. I don't even see them anymore because of my moderators. I don't even see negative comments, but I'm a sensitive person. I feel everything for the most part. And, so I know what that's like. But it's great to see that he has no problem defending himself. And it's clear that he learned to advocate for himself because of his mom. I love that. So anyway, good luck to Prince Mario Max. Y'all need to stop coming at him. Stop coming at Harry. It's just ridiculous. I cannot believe people are still out here making up lies like we don't have the internet and we can't debunk them. So there's that. Anyway, what did y'all think about that segment? Let me know in the comment section below. Have y'all seen my recap of The After? If you're here, maybe you're new and you haven't had a chance, go back and check that out. I really enjoyed The After. It's a short film on Netflix directed by Misan Harriman, close friend and famed photographer of Harry and Meghan. And it's portrayed by David Oyelowo. He's the star of the short film. Again, it's an 18-minute long film. It is so good. And when I first watched it, I recapped it. I loved it. It was such a good film. Well, at the time, I rated it 5 out of 5 stars, but at the time I said, I would love for this to be nominated for an Oscar. And here we are a few months later, and they are nominated for an Oscar. Guess what, y'all? Do you remember me telling you about Misan Harriman's directorial debut, The After? No, you don't remember me talking about the screening hosted by the one and only Her Royal Highness, Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex? No, You don't remember me recapping the movie? Well, if you don't remember any of that, you need to spend a little bit more time on my channel because I've done all of that. I've talked about it all. And now we get to talk about the fact that the actor was nominated for an Oscar. Here, sitting on the official nominee list for the upcoming Academy Awards under the Best Live Action Short category, The After. It's up against Invincible, Night of Fortune, Red, White, and Blue, and The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar. Good luck to Misan Harriman, David Oyelowo, and everyone who was part of this amazing short film. If you have not seen it, it is currently on Netflix. And after you watch it, go check out my recap as well as my recap of the screening. And in the description box under sources of my video about the screening, you will find the full video of the screening. So I highly recommend you go check that out as well. But like I said, good luck to Misan Harriman. Good luck to all the nominees, but good luck to Misan Harriman. Your first film, and you are nominated for an Oscar. Man, oh man, is favor looking at you. Good job. Congratulations. I'm already thanking you in advance. Go ahead and claim it. It's yours, and I cannot wait to see you win that award. Good for you. Did y'all know that he was nominated for an Oscar? I am so excited. Now, here's the thing. When the movie first came out, we said, like, this is probably going to get nominated. And I was being optimistic, but I was also being very truthful. When I watched it, I was like, ooh, that was deep. That was deep. He did an amazing job directing that film. David Oyelowo did an amazing job of projecting and acting in that movie. The only thing I'll say is I wish it was longer, but then that negates the point of a short film. So here we are. Congratulations to David Oyelowo and to Misan Harriman. I cannot wait to see you guys take home the win. Congratulations to everyone who is part of that. I'm so proud of y'all. But for Misan Harriman, this is his directorial debut. Imagine coming out the gate swinging like that. He has a real eye, though. Something that I've noticed about Misan Harriman is that he doesn't just take pictures. It's almost like, now, I'm not great with words, but I'm going to try my best to convey what I'm thinking. It's almost like instead of just taking a picture and we see what the picture shows, it's almost like he has a really great way of seeing inside the subject and pulling out whatever is unseen, like the emotion behind the photo. And he does it with every picture. You mostly see this in his protest pictures. But in that photo of Harry and Meghan at their pregnancy announcement for Princess Lilibet Diana, they weren't even looking at the camera. And the fact that they were staring at one another and the way they were caressing one another, and you have the whole scene, the picture, I mean, the trees, and they're in the grass and they're barefoot, and even their body language, they just look like they wanted to swallow each other up. They just look so, so beautiful. And she had a little bump. The whole thing was beautiful. He captures emotion. And so when I found out that he was directing a short film, I was like, now I've seen his photos, and with a picture, one still frame, he can tell me a story. I can imagine what he's going to do with a short film. And he did not disappoint. I didn't think the bar could be raised because I already hold him in such high regard when it comes to his talent. But the fact that the bar was raised and he even kind of blew me away, I was surprised because I had the highest expectations. So I unlocked a whole new level of support for him. So congratulations to Misan Harriman. So excited for you, and I cannot wait to see you take home the win. You deserve it. What did y'all think about The After being nominated for an Oscar? Let me know. The next segment is Community Conversation. Now, for the first time, I will be doing the Community Conversation segment on camera. I know, we're changing some things up. And I'm going to be listening to your voicemails live. Now, the person who helps me edited out names for those who asked to be anonymous. So I won't hear anything and we won't air anything that is privileged information. But I will listen live and I will respond live. So it's not going to be as clean as usual. Usually I have to cut out a lot of, I don't know. I hem and haw a lot. So it's going to have a little bit more of that than normal, but it's live. So I hope you guys enjoy this week's Community Conversation.
Good morning, Sharon. This is Mama Pat again. Something's really bothering me. Why is it that the royal family is so hateful towards Harry and Meghan when they are doing good for everybody? And I mean everybody. What is wrong with his father and his stepmother and his brother and his sister-in-law? Why do they keep going to the paparazzi and the tabloids? What is wrong with these people? They don't have nothing better to do with their lives that they got to keep nagging him. They scared of him. That's what it really boils down to, because he's doing so much for the people. If anybody should be king and queen, it should be Harry and Meghan, not nobody else. This is what I truly believe in my heart. They need to stop and start looking in the mirror at themselves and start changing their lives for the better instead of for the worse. Then maybe, really maybe, they can be happy. Hopefully. Because if Queen Elizabeth was alive and Diane was alive, I guarantee you this world will be a better place. And it won't be with Charles, Camille, William, or Kate. Harry and Meghan will make this world a better place. Better than them. Because they are spiteful, they are hateful, and they don't care nothing about nobody but themselves. The royal. They're not royal, because a real true royal person would have more respect for themselves and their family. And they don't have no respect for Harry and Meghan when they really should have it, and for Meghan's children. And is Meghan pregnant again? Because if she is, I am so happy for her. Congratulations if she is. Congratulations to your podcast. You have a beautiful, wonderful podcast. I'm happy for you and your family. God bless you all. I'm 75 years old. I'll be 76 soon. I'm Jamaican and Guyana. I'm just a silly old woman that loves beauty. And Meghan and Harry has a lot of beauty in their soul. Okay? God bless them. Again, this is Mama Pat. I love your podcast, especially about Meghan and Harry. Meghan is not trying to overrule Harry. They both are a beautiful couple. They doing everything in their power to make everybody happy. It's too bad that his father and his stepmother and his brother and Kate do not feel the same way. They need to change their life. Their life need to be changed better, not worse. If they want to be happy like Harry and Meghan, then change your ways of life. Stop talking to the paparazzi and the tabloids. All of them. They need to stop and take a good look in the mirror. And Harry has beautiful children. Everybody knows he has beautiful children. Stop, boy. That's my grandson I'm talking to. They need to love life. They need to love life the same way Harry and Meghan love life. Congratulations on your podcast. Because I look at it every time I see it on my phone. I'm so happy for you, and God bless you. And if there's any kind of way you can get in contact with Harry and Meghan, tell them I said God bless them. King Charles, the orangutan, he wants everything to be about him, not nobody else. And if Kate Middleton is going into the hospital and should be out within 2 weeks, something ain't right with neither one of them. I think if Charles was having surgery, why wait until now? This man wants everything to be about him. And the only reason why everything is coming out, because King Charles' wife, Camille Orangutan, is going to the paparazzis and the tabloids and telling them everything about her, him, her daughter-in-law, Kate, and William. That's why everybody knows what's going on in their lives. The skeletons are really coming out now. They need to leave Harry and Meghan alone, because they're not bothering nobody. They doing their own thing, and I'm proud of them. Her mother, his mother, Diane, is proud of them. She is smiling down on them and her grandchildren. William, Kate, Charles, Camille, get a life. You are a king, then act like one. She's a so-called queen. Get a life. Do something positive for a change instead of picking on Harry and Meghan. Stop being jealous of them. And the same thing goes for you, William and Kate. You're supposed to be his brother. Act like a brother instead of acting like an idiot. And Kate, you do the same thing. Meghan is your sister-in-law. Stop it. I don't know what's wrong with you people, but y'all need to get a grip on life. Look in the mirror and ask yourself, why am I doing this to my family? They never done anything to me or to the people that work for me or the people that work for Meghan when she was there inside the castle. She was always there for everybody. But now y'all turning on them, acting ugly. God don't like ugly, and he's not crazy about beauty. You reap what you sow. It's time you get a life and stop talking about Harry and Meghan. Really. Because they are a beautiful couple and they're not splitting up. They're going to be together because his mother is watching over them.
Hi, Mama Pat. Thank you so much for calling in. I really appreciate your input. And I 100% agree with you. The way the media treats Harry and Meghan is an abomination. And I said this recently, and it hasn't aired yet, but I said this recently in a conversation with someone that I feel like the approach that people are going to take in 20, 30, 40 years to Harry and Meghan and the way that the media is treating them, they're going to take that retrospective approach that they take with Dr. King. They're going to take that, oh, I marched with Dr. King back in the day. And it's like, did you? Did you? Oh, I went to hear him speak. I was a big supporter of civil rights. And it's like, yeah, everybody's a supporter of Dr. King in retrospect. But where were you when things were hard? Where were you at that time? Were you there marching with him, or were you on the sidelines throwing rocks? That needs to be determined. And I feel like people are going to do the same shit with Harry and Meghan. They're going to look back in 30 years and realize, ooh, that wasn't a good look. That was pretty evil. That was pretty evil how we were treating them. And they're going to be all on the, yeah, I supported Harry and Meghan through the tough times. I can't believe the media did that to them. Meanwhile, they're the ones trying to hide articles from their grandkids, throwing away USBs and whatnot. See, they want all the... They want to be able to throw a rock, but they want to still be able to hide their hands. And I'm glad that the internet exists forever, and we will always be able to pull the receipts. What they're doing to Harry and Meghan is absolutely wrong. They don't, not only do they not deserve it, no one deserves it. No one deserves to be at the helm of a crusade of hatred. It just doesn't make sense. And the fact that people can justify it upsets me. And then on Monday, I read that article about how that one guy was like, you know, the Sussex children should have been there to comfort the Wales kids as their mom was having surgery, and Harry and Meghan should have been there to pick up the slack. Y'all chose option 5. So don't be mad at Harry and Meghan for not doing what y'all all agreed they would not do. Y'all said Harry can be a counselor of state. Okay, cool. Deuces. He's over here doing what he does. Actually, he's in Jamaica. Okay, now you're really mad. But my point is, he's actually working, just not on your behalf. And the great thing is, now that y'all are out of the way, he can actually, his work and Meghan's work can actually directly affect the people that it's intended for. They don't have to deal with the bullshit protocol. I'm going to tell you this, and I've said this before. I'm going to tell you this. When they were helping out Kaboom, I didn't notice what color Meghan's nails were. On Mental Health Day, when they worked with the parents and they had the parent summit, I didn't look at whether or not her shirt was too low or whether her bun was reminiscent or someone else, or whether she was copying the color somebody else wore. I didn't care about any of that stuff, because what mattered was the work. And now that you guys and your BS protocols are out of the way and all of your unnecessary drama and stress are out of the way, they get to help the people that the help is intended for. They get to show up and do the work. And no, they aren't there to pick up the slack from William and Kate, because they should have had provisions for this. All this slim down monarchy mess blew up in their face. And that's not Harry and Meghan's fault, because they were more than willing to work. As a matter of fact, they agreed to work for free, and y'all spit in their face. So deal with it. So the way that the media is treating Harry and Meghan and suggesting that the Wales kids get comforted by the Sussex kids, they try to apply the magical Negro trope to the children too. Like, that's how you know they don't have limits. That's not fair to those kids. First of all, where were the Wales kids? And these are children, so please be easy. But where were the Wales kids? And were you suggesting that the Wales kids comfort Archie and Lily when they were calling Archie a monkey and when they were saying Lilibet didn't deserve a name? Were you asking the Wales kids to reach out and comfort the Sussex kids? Or do you feel like the black kids or the mixed race kids are the only ones that should be in servitude? Do you feel like those are the only ones that should be the ones trying to comfort the others? You're trying to mammy titty the babies. And that is disgusting. The mammy titty trope, AKA the magical Negro trope, is when in a movie or any other kind of film or project, there is a white or non-black protagonist who has this full complex experience, a whole backstory, a whole character development, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And they have a black person in their life that serves merely to help them through their life. The black person doesn't have a backstory. The black person doesn't have feelings of their own. They don't even have a point of view. They only exist to offer comfort, advice, and amplify or perspective, amplify the perspective of the protagonist, or offer them an alternative perspective to help them in their life. I only exist to assist you. And y'all suggest that the Sussex kids be the magical Negro mammy titty babies to the Waleses. Like, at the end of the day, y'all are going from being nasty to the adults, which is bad enough, to being nasty to the kids, and y'all want us to have sympathy for any of them. I don't know about you, but I don't. And I'm okay. I don't have sympathy for any of them. They exist in a world of privilege to which I could never understand fully. And even with all that privilege and all those advantages, they still took time out of their day to be racist. You don't get sympathy from me. That's my thoughts. Thank you so much, Mama Pat, for calling in. It is always amazing to hear your voice, and I agree with your message 100%.
Hi, Sharion. I'm calling in regards to the Breakfast Club. This morning, and I couldn't look at all of it because I hate the sound of Piers Morgan's voice, and I can't understand why they had him on. I do love your take on things, and I hate to ask you if you would look at all of it. I'm going to try to get up the stomach to look at all of it. But I would really like your take on things, and I think it needs to be exposed and shared, and because I don't know what's up with Charlemagne the God. Again, I didn't listen to all of it, but because I still may go back and finish looking at it. But I think in some things you just need somebody to look at it with you in a sense, and I think this is one of those things. So I hope you get this message. And again, I really, 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 really love your take on things. And I hope I can share this with you. Oh, when I heard his voice, and it's a full interview, and the headline is the royal family racist. I just can't understand why Charlemagne the God would have him on there. I really, really can't. I don't get it. I really, really don't. But I know what his purpose is here for, to undermine the Sussexes. And that's why he's been here. And so much is going on over there. And that's when you know that something is about to drop, because they increase their negativity and trying to, but anyway, like I said, I didn't listen to all of it, but I know he didn't have anything good to say about the Sussex, because that's not who he is, and that's not why he's been deployed here. So anywho, so hope you're having a wonderful day, and I will be tuning in later today. Take care. Thank you. Hey, Sharion. I called on yesterday, and I called today to say thank you, thank you, thank you. I watched you this evening, and again, as I told you on yesterday, I really appreciate your take. And I like that you added a lot of information that I wasn't aware of about Charlemagne and his sidekick. As I said, I couldn't watch it, and I did post that in the comments tonight, but I couldn't. But I did do one thing, and I left a comment just based on the heading of the YouTube interview. And but yeah, I think they both have dug their own grave, because so many of the comments that I did read was very negative toward them. I couldn't even understand why that they would stoop so low to bring that person on. And apparently he kind of ran roughshod over everything. They just gave him the mic and let him talk, from some of the comments I've read, and that he's very supportive of Trump, and said negative things about Kamala Harris, that she was ineffective and more or less not capable of doing the job. You know, that trope that they throw at black women, black people, period. But to really, again, I just called to let you know that I watched you this evening, and I want to thank you for your input. And I guess I have to apologize too. I couldn't watch it and to ask you to watch it. So I apologize for that. I should have. I just know I could. So I guess I was trying to get somebody to watch it for me, but then I think it would have pissed me off even hearing what if you had watched it and told me all that was said. I didn't need to see it to know what he's about, and I even ended talking about him. Tell me, why was he on there? That he was sent to his PR person was Rupert Murdoch. But anyway, I did. I left a very, 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 very long comment. So again, thank you. And I know this is a long message, but I want you to know that I appreciate you, and thanks again. Bye-bye.
Hi, caller 2 and 4. Thank you so much for calling and then calling back. No, I have no problem that anybody watched it. I would prefer that people don't. I don't want to engage. But just like I said before, your click is powerful, and I was not about to give them my click. Whether you are a thumbs up girl or a thumbs down girl on my channel, the platform does not give a damn. It just says you engage with this channel, so you must like it. I still get the ad revenue, whether you watched with hate or watched with love. And so that's why I realized my click, my view, my attention is powerful. And what I pay attention to, I give energy to. And what I give energy to grows and manifests further. When you realize that, you will starve them out. When I talk about topics over here, I find a way to talk about it without engaging with the actual source if I don't support that source. And it's been a tough road. It's minimized how much I can actually talk about, but it's necessary because I'm proud of the work that I put out, and I'm proud of the topics that I talk about, and I'm proud to know that I'm on the side of not furthering their agenda. Now, here's the thing. Even when I don't support people, like I don't support the Breakfast Club, I don't support Piers Morgan. Even when I don't support them, they still have millions of people who do. So my one click don't matter. So I'm not hard on people being like, did you look at that? Do what you do what works best for you, because what's supposed to happen is going to eventually happen. They will get what's coming to them, and they will absolutely get their karma. I have been off of Charlemagne and DJ Envy for quite some time. Charlemagne did an interview. He's done a few interviews that pissed me off, but knowing that he platformed Piers Morgan for his hate campaign on an American platform against Black women is too far. You don't get to come back from that. He's also been accused of misinformation and intentionally peddling misinformation to Democratic voters. That is a problem for me. It's one thing to not agree on a candidate. It's another thing to lie to propel your candidate or to dump on mine. If your candidate is so great, you should be able to convey what's great about them without lying. And if my candidate is so bad, you should be able to convey that without lying. We don't have to lie to agree or disagree. We can exist in truth and agree to disagree if it comes to that. But my human rights should not be on the chopping block every 4 years. And until that is no longer the case, every election is my business. And the truth in every election is my business. And when people tamper with that, I have a problem with that. So I don't watch him. Piers Morgan is going to do what Piers Morgan going to do because he is a one-trick pony. He is a hate-fueled idiot who gets platformed because he's willing to say the stuff people with dignity won't say. He has no dignity. And they pay him to say stuff through his trout mouth and rancid teeth that they wouldn't be willing to say. He's a one-trick pony, and he's not even a show pony or a workhorse. He's just there. He's the donkey that the little kids get to ride around at the petting zoo. He's not even an important donkey. And I'm sorry, because no offense to donkeys, they're adorable. I wouldn't even venture to compare him to a donkey with his trout mouth ass. I do not like that. I don't like that man. And he has a problem separating objective truth from personal truth. Objective truth is truth that exists whether you like it or not. It just is. For example, the sheet on my wall is white. The chair I'm sitting in is white. The shirt on my back is white. Now, if I were to say this shirt hurts my feelings, it's a personal truth. It might. I can convey how I feel by saying that, and that's fair. But it doesn't change the objective truth is that the shirt is still white, though. I can't look at this and say, it hurt my feelings, so the shirt is green. No, that doesn't work. That's not objective. That's personal. And so this shirt being white isn't up for debate. It just is. It is. It's an objective truth that this shirt, this chair, this sheet is white. And my issue with Charlemagne the God, DJ Envy, and Piers Morgan. It's funny that they found each other. Your tribe will find you. They all have an issue with separating objective truth from personal truth or just outright lying. I don't even believe Piers Morgan believes the shit that he says. He just says it because he knows that his crazy ass followers will believe him. That's how you know when somebody doesn't respect you, when they don't even bother to make their lie sound believable. That's when you know somebody playing in your face. If you're going to lie to me, respect me enough to at least try to convince me of the lie. First, convince yourself and then convince me. He don't even bother to do that because he knows that people are so fueled by hate that they will believe anything he puts in front of them as long as they put Harry and Meghan's names on it. And that tells you how obsessed they are. I don't like a number of celebrities. I don't know them personally, but I prefer not to engage with or about certain celebrities. Do you hear me talk about them? Do you hear me do you see me consuming media around them? If I see one of them on the cover of a magazine, am I gonna buy that magazine just so I can talk about them? No, I'm gonna just act like they don't exist. I wish more people would do the same. If you really don't like Harry and Meghan, ignore them. Shit, we'll talk about them. We're happy to. We'll do it. You ain't got to worry about it. We like them, so we're happy to talk about them. But you do it because you're also happy to talk about it. See, the thing is, we're supporters. Y'all are obsessed. Y'all don't have a life outside of what are Harry and Meghan doing? What are they up to? You're weird. Okay, you're weird. And I'll leave. I don't like when three losers get together to talk about people who are doing something. One of the quotes that I live my life by when people are getting on my nerves and talking shit about or to me, one of the things that I have learned to be an objective truth, not a personal, but an objective truth, is that people that don't have enough to do are always the ones who have the most to say. They are the only ones hating on someone else. When I'm doing well, when I'm feeling good, I don't have the energy to gossip about people. And so when people try to gossip with me, it sticks out like a sore thumb because I'm like, what energy am I putting off where you would have thought I would have even been interested in that? Because I'm not. I told y'all, I shared with a family member that it bothered me that they seem to only call me to gossip. And this is years on of them doing this. And I said, you never really asked about my life or what I'm going through or what my goals are right now. I'm working on something huge right now. And you haven't really asked about it. You knew I was having surgery. You didn't even ask what the surgery was for. You didn't even ask when the surgery was. What was the severity of the surgery? Is it a potentially fatal illness or ailment that I have that would have led me to be put into a surgery to have surgery? You didn't ask me any of that, especially living out of the state. You only call me to gossip. I would love it if you and I could build a relationship where you and I are just interested in talking to you and I about you and I and getting updates on other people, but not gossiping. And this person has not called me in about 7 months. And when they did call me, it was just for like a happy birthday or something. And good, because my life has been the more peaceful for it, just that much more peaceful for it. So anyway, I want people to practice that, acknowledging that the people who don't have enough to do always have the most to say. And Piers Morgan is always the first to talk about Harry and Meghan. You don't have no life. So anyway, thank you, caller number 2 and 4. I appreciate you letting me know what you saw in those comment sections. It sounds exactly like what I anticipated it would. When I saw some of that transcript, I quickly summarized what it was about to be, and I dipped out. He wasn't about to say nothing new, and we didn't need to hear about that. But anyway, thank you so much for your perspective. It is always great to hear your voice.
Hi, Sharion. I had to call in because I am part way, and I don't know if I'll make it the rest of the way, of listening to Piers Morgan's unfiltered BS on The Breakfast Club and why he was not there for an extended donkey of the day. I don't know, but I would just actually like to give a pin the tail on the donkey to The Breakfast Club for allowing him to spew so much unfiltered BS when it came to Meghan, when it came to the royal family, when it came to defending his abhorrent behavior of attacking her credibility and describing her own mental health, despite the fact that he obviously is not qualified and has no degrees, no standing, and seemingly just no moral compass that would allow him to speculate on those things. Regardless of that, he goes on to repeat his usual BS talking points about, we don't know, and then got into attacking a toddler and jumping on that train before it ended for the name. I I think that we all know to expect it from him. I'm so disappointed in both Charlemagne and DJ Envy for not pushing back on him and not being informed enough before that interview to be able to push back on him when it came to some of those statements. Some of the political ones, you can chalk up to agree to disagree and things along those lines. But when it comes to verifiable things, especially why he is so obsessed with the two of them, Meghan especially, I think that it was a missed opportunity to really hold him accountable or to ask him some questions that would make him accountable. Don't know if you're going to be discussing it, but just wanted to leave my thoughts on that. I'm sure that you have your own too, but hope that you are having a good one. Hello to all of the squaddies, and hope everyone has a great day. Stay blessed.
Hi, caller number 3. Thank you so much for your message. It was so great to hear your voice, and it's great to know that you're doing well and you're back. And I just want you to know, I'm not going to say your name. I just want you to know that when I listen to your message, all of my heart is with you and your family. I'm praying for you. And if there's ever anything that we can do as a community, please don't hesitate to let us know. We really care about you. Back to what you said, Piers Morgan, Charlemagne the God and DJ Envy are all on their last legs in their careers anyway. And when you see two losers link up, do not sit at the table with them because they're not cooking nothing up new and they're not about to cook nothing up successful. Just let them be. The thing is, all of them have the same type of fans. And when you look at them as they are, you would think that wouldn't be the case. And knowing that it is the case should concern everybody. Everybody who listens to any of them should concern them that they share fans. Because what the hell do they have in common? Not about their race or anything, but about their messaging. One of them is a snake and will come at you from the front, and two of them are snakes and will come at you from the back. And I want our culture to raise the bar. I want our culture to raise the bar when it comes to our entertainment. I've said this 1,000,001 times. I want us to stop accepting any and all entertainment or projects or whatever just because a black face is attached to it, because we deserve better. We are owed better. And like people say, well, we don't have enough projects. We don't have enough going on. We got to support it because it's black. We'll get more. We have been putting out content for years. Black people have been leading content for years, movies, TV shows, podcasts, video, whatever. Black people have been at the forefront of plenty of projects. That should absolutely continue to grow because we've shown how successful we can be and how entertaining we can be. We don't have to prove ourselves anymore. And so that means the projects that get greenlit should no longer put us down. We should not be stepping fetching it anymore in 2024. And the fact that there's still this need to create caricatures of black people just so that we can improve the culture. No, our culture deserves truthful depictions. Our culture deserves non-harmful entities that exist to inform us. Our culture, our race, whoever, we deserve truthful hosts, truthful news programs, truthful networks, truthful entertainment, fun entertainment. We shouldn't be crying in every damn movie. We shouldn't be losing a child in every movie. We shouldn't be enslaved in every movie. We should just get to be people. And we should be people that get to receive quality entertainment. And we are not getting that anymore. And too many people peddle the idea that, well, if a black face is attached, then we got to support it so we'll get more. We already get a lot. We need to get more, and we need to raise the bar because two things can be true at once. We need more quality entertainment starring black people, and we need to continue to raise the bar of what's acceptable. I know y'all have heard about this, like School of Wizards and Magical Negroes or whatever. I'm glad that that's getting the backlash it deserves because it deserves all the backlash that it's getting. 100%. Completely missed the mark. We need less Charlemagnes and we need more truthful hosts. Those who are not being investigated for fraud. DJ Envy. But anyway, thank you so much, caller 3, for calling in. I appreciate you giving your perspective. I did not watch the interview. I'm not going to give them my click. But from what I've seen, it's exactly like I anticipated it would be. And hopefully all 3 of them continue to live the lives they deserve.
Hi, Ms. Sharion. This is Berta Sanchez. I am in the middle of watching your podcast for this Monday, and I do not have Twitter account, but when I heard you say that some of the squaddies were actually being nasty, being mean, and being angry because they did not see Meghan. I need to address this, okay? When you support a person, you support them all the way. First of all, Meghan is a wife. She is a mother. I am a mother. And if my child is sick, I don't care if they offer me $10 million to appear somewhere. I am going to be home with my child. Now, the squatties need to get themselves together. We all agreed to support Prince Harry and Princess Meghan. We all agreed to stand by them. So why are some of our squatties acting a fool because they did not get to see our Miss Meghan at the award show when they know that her first priority are her children? You can't have it both ways. You either support them and support the decisions that they make, or you either don't support them. You can't have it both ways. That just made me angry, okay? We don't want to see the photos from the tabloid press, right? We want everything to be up and aboard when it comes to our Princess Harry and Princess Meghan. So we have to stand by them with whatever, they choose to do. Point blank being this. Meghan will always be a mother first. And if the story is true that her children or one of her child was sick, then of course she is going to be there with her sick child. When a child gets sick, they want mama. They want their mother, or they want their nana, a grandmother, or whoever. But no woman who loves her children are going to leave their sick kids at home to go to a damn party. It was to honor her husband. Prince Harry showed up. That was all that was important. And I am very disappointed in some of our squatty family that got upset and said mean things. That just really just touched my spirit. That hurt my spirit. So I'm just saying, I'm going to be a squatty, then be a squatty all the way and support any decision that Prince Harry and Princess Meghan makes concerning their events and concerning, their home life. I love my squad family. I'm sending blessings to you all, but I do not agree, nor do I not appreciate our squatty families making that kind of, noise and being mean, because if that's the case, then we are no better than the haters themselves, because they do the exact same things, being pissed off because they couldn't see Meghan. We have got to do better than that. I love y'all. And thank you, Miss Sharion. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for leaving your voicemail. I 100% agree with you. Thank you so much for saying what you said. I think the intent is always to support. I just wish more people would support with compassion and understanding. And listen, we're all human, so we're going to improve as life goes on, and sometimes we're going to mess up. That's part of life. I hope this is a learning opportunity for everyone to remember that we are not them. We are supporters. We're not obsessed psychopaths. And so we have to separate that with the line and the tide between us must be very, very strong. They are over there. We are over here. We don't act like that. At least I hope not. We want to always put support at the forefront. That doesn't mean thinking everything they do is perfect. It just means taking an objective point of view, choosing how we feel about it, and choosing the way we express how we feel is supportive. Or say nothing, in my opinion, because they already have enough hate coming at them. I was so upset to see so many people saying nasty things about them, but I'm so glad that we are on the other side of that, partially because they showed up in Jamaica, but I'm glad that that has been addressed. And I really appreciate the way Verta Sanchez put that, because she could not have put it any better. That was I wish I hadn't even said anything, because I would have just preferred to play that clip. It was perfect. So thank you so much, Queen Verta Sanchez. I appreciate you being queen of the moderators and queen of the channel. And like I said, what Verta says goes. I stay out of her business. She gets in those comments and she works it. And her magic is clearly working because the channel is growing and we are continuously having a safe space to commune. And that is so, so important to me. So thank you so much, Verta Sanchez, for not only moderating and watching, but for also offering your input in community conversation.
Hi, Sharion. This is Esther Price. How are you? Happy New Year. I don't forget you. I listen quietly. And I am so pleased with the work that you're doing and all the squadding. I listen to Byron a lot, right? And you guys are really at work on those royal rulings. There is so much going on. The only thing I can use to describe what is happening to the Sussex is Nazi Germany. Hitler keep coming to me. This is what is happening in our day and age. I have never seen anything so wicked and gruesome. This is worse than murder. Because when somebody murder you, you are dead and you're gone. But when someone continue to torture you, the way Harry's family, what they're doing to him in the name of media, and they are subtle, and they are just so devious and sneaky with what they are doing. I didn't know that wickedness has such colorful and such demonic sides to it. I never know that people can kill you without touching you physically. I didn't know this, all this kind of wickedness in the name of God. I cannot believe that Charles is the head of the church in England. That's a church I used to attend. I'm glad I'm no more part of it. The Anglican Church. Listen, this is a disgrace. I have never seen anything like this. I used to have a lot of respect for the monarchy. But listen to me, that is dead. It's dead with Elizabeth, Queen Elizabeth. She's the only queen I ever know. I don't know any other one. Sade, what a story on the land. What a something that we live to behold. Coming from the monarchy. I cannot believe that people could be so wicked. I see karma. I see karma. Because you could never believe that you could do somebody. All the things that is coming from the Windsor home. They think they can spill blood on their own family and get away from God. This is sad. This is sad. I don't know what is happening right now. I see a lot of things that looks like karma. I am not rejoicing at nobody's ill health. No, because anything can happen to anyone at any time. But when you do wickedness, you are going to be paid. You are going to be paid. There's a God Almighty. What has the Sussexes done to the Windsor family? What? Up until now, I don't know. They cannot tell you one thing that Meghan has done. In the name of, just because of the color of her skin, she is going through all of this. And guess what? It's not only those people that is killing her, even her own black people are killing her too. What a wicked world that we are living in. So many people are silent. Silence means consent. You agree for for the murder. You are signing that paper that says, kill Meghan, kill her. I don't know what is happening, but guess what? There is a God, and we have to keep on praying for them. And then they start to attack the children. They start on the little kids. I don't think these people fear God, because you know, the Bible said, do unto others as you love them do to you what you do to other people, kids. You think your kids are going to be good and everything going to work out fine for them? They don't know that they're going to reap what they sow. Let me tell you, Sade, continue. We have to continue to pray. And don't lose your soul or your salvation over these people. Continue to speak about the positive things about the Sussexes and do what we do best. Wish them well and leave them to the Lord, because He knows when and how to work. God bless you all.
Hi, Esther. Thank you so much for leaving your comments. I really appreciate you calling in and watching the channel. You are absolutely right. And to your point, when Esther said, you know, I don't wish bad on them because anything can happen to anyone, I could not agree more. And every time they've thrown any kind of dagger at Harry and Meghan, it just seems like it was never in their mind that that might come back. And when their karma found its way back to their doorstep, it's not up to us, Harry, Meghan, or Archie and Lily, to save them from it. It's up to them to reap the benefits of what they've sown. This is basically them eating the fruits of the trees that they planted. And unfortunately, this is not even going to be enough to change how they are. They're going to find some way to blame Harry and Meghan, as they always do. And one of the things that I'm most happy about is that Harry and Meghan are currently enjoying life right now in Jamaica on a nice vacation, a work vacation, but on a nice vacation nonetheless. And I hope this year is filled with more positive moments like that for them, because they deserved it. They have been receiving hell in a handbasket from that family and their bed wenches, the media, for years. I'm so glad that they are beyond that, and that what they're focused on, we have the opportunity to be focused on as well, and support them in the best ways that we know how. That royal family is going to be royal. They're going to be ratchet. They're going to be royal. They're going to do their thing, and they're not going to be impactful in any way. Let them do them. They don't even work. Did y'all see that report from Republic that showed just how much they worked? That's why I don't put any credit on them. They don't get any weight from me, because at the end of the day, what are they actually doing? Harry and Meghan will show you what they're doing. They'll show you where their work is. They'll show you what the interest is. They'll show you where they've been working from the ground floor up. That's why they're able to have intelligent conversations about the projects that they're working on and the organizations they align with, is because they're actually doing work. Notice the royal family can't do the same. They can't have intelligent conversations about the places that they show up to and the ribbons that they cut, because they don't know, because they don't care. That's it. So their karma belongs to them. I'm not going to wish harm on them, but I'm not going to have an ounce of sympathy for them. They can deal with it. Thank you so much, Esther, for watching. I really appreciate you watching the channel and leaving your feedback. And I really appreciate you participating in community conversation. So that is all for community conversation. Thank you so much for watching. Let's continue with the program. I just wanted to take a super short break to say, if you have not already, please don't forget to go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel, and if you are interested, feel free to participate in the live chat going on now, or feel free to leave a comment if you do not wish to engage in the live chat. Once again, I know I do this all the time. I'm enjoying a channel, I'm enjoying the video, I'm just having a great time, and I completely forget to hit subscribe. So please don't forget to hit subscribe. Don't forget to comment if you wish, and please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button so that the algorithm on YouTube knows that you like my content. Now, let's get back to the show. Don't forget, you can call anytime and leave a voicemail. I will play the voicemail and I will respond to it every Wednesday during our community conversation segment. And if you want to remain anonymous, that's okay too. Just tell me at the beginning of the message, please keep my name anonymous, and you got it. I cut out coughs. There have been people who've coughed and hacked and done whatever else. That's okay. I'll edit it out so that nobody knows that you left that voicemail. Voicemails can be pretty unpredictable, so I'm going to clean it up for the airing. But feel free to give me a call so that you can be part of next week's community conversation. So I have a surprise. You guys have asked me a lot. What is this surprise you hinted at last week? Well, I will tell you. I have a little surprise, but I wanted to put it together in a teaser format. So, as you know, I made a commitment to be a bigger part of the fight against misinformation and disinformation, especially here on YouTube, where the majority of my platform rests. Today, as part of that commitment, I was able to interview the host of MultimediaMouth.com and Multimedia Mouth YouTube channel, Ruben J., about the interview he conducted with Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, 7 years ago when she was on the cast of Suits.
All right, it's Ruben J here at the USA Network premiere for the mid-season premiere of Suits, for season 5, with Meghan Markle. Actually, it's not a card. That's a Rick. I don't need a card for you.
We'll use the Rick cards.
We'll use a Rick card.
There you go. He interviewed her at the mid-season premiere of season 3 on the red carpet. Since the interview aired, Meghan's interview with Ruben J. has been turned into fodder for hate platforms. By taking clips out of context, exaggerating perception around her body language, and outright lying on Ruben J. as a person, hate channels have turned this fun and engaging moment into support for their racist and misogynistic narratives. And I came across your interview. When I found your video, I was so relieved because I got to watch the whole thing. And I don't know if you know this, but the interview has turned into like fodder for hate channels. Yeah. Did you know that?
Yeah, and so here's the funny thing about that is...
Join my live stream on Monday, January 29th, as we show the interview in full and I give my takeaways. Once again, it is our duty to bring truth to light as long as we have breath in our lungs. Thank you, Ruben J., for sitting down with me, and thank you, Squatties, for being part of the solution. I'll see you Monday. So this conversation was really good. Again, this person interviewed Meghan 7 years ago on a red carpet for Suits. It was their season 3 mid-season premiere. And he tells the story of how he got that job, which is such a cool story. He also talks about meeting Meghan and their interaction. Now, he dropped a few bombs on me that I was not expecting. And so you just have to watch to find out. But for the most part, we talked about that interview and the fallout after Meghan got engaged to Harry, the fallout from that interview, because people started picking it apart and they took her fun and charismatic energy and made it into something negative. And it's one of the most used videos to demonize her. And so because I've committed myself to misinformation and disinformation debunking, I started there because it's one of the clips that I see the most whenever I get on a new platform and I start kind of using hashtags and searching hashtags. They start to filter in negative stuff about Harry and Meghan. It usually only lasts like a week or two until I don't want to see this enough or I report it enough, then they stop feeding me negative stuff. One of the main videos that I've seen people use is this interview. And so when I found the full interview and its original source, which took me a while, I saw that it was nothing negative about it. And I was outraged that people were using such a fun, energetic interview to turn it into something kind of nasty. And I wanted to go to the source, and I was so surprised that Ruben J. agreed to talk to me about it. I didn't think that he would. So the interview is airing on Monday, January 29th. I hope you enjoy it. It's going to be airing for our live stream. I'm going to give my thoughts on the interview. I was really glad to have had that conversation for a number of reasons, but I will talk more about it on Monday. And again, thank you, Ruben J., for even participating in that. And I hope you enjoy the outcome of the interview. So that is all I have for y'all today. I hope you enjoyed today's live stream. Once again, it was so amazing to see Harry and Meghan in Jamaica. They look so good and so happy, and I hope they had an amazing time. I'm sure they did. They look so in love. So happy for them, and I hope they had a really good time. Are you going to go see Bob Marley One Love when it comes out? I'm definitely going to see it, probably the next day. Like I said, I'm going to see Casablanca on Valentine's Day. It's part of this little iPick celebration that they're doing. So I'm going to go see that on Valentine's because I already committed and bought my ticket. But the day after, I'm definitely going to see the Bob Marley movie. So let me know if you plan to go see it. And afterwards, maybe we'll talk about it. If y'all want me to recap it for our royal review, let me know. Not me getting a royal review without stumbling. Look at me, I'm getting better with my R's. So anyway, that's all I have for y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you even more to the moderators for protecting the space and letting us and enabling us to have a safe and fun conversation. Thanks to everyone who watches the video, subscribes. Thank you so much to the members. Members, y'all are getting a Get Ready With Me video tomorrow. I've been getting that request over and over. I finally did one, a Get Ready With Me. I hope you enjoy it tomorrow. We're going to have some interesting conversation because I have some thoughts about a little certain woman who is asking us to have a whole lot of sympathy when she didn't have no damn sympathy for nobody else. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and I will see you next time. Bye.